Hey. How's everybody doing? Coming to you guys Thursday night. That means it's Merlo's Movie Massacre, episode 57. How the heck are you guys all doing tonight? Let's have ourselves a good time. Almost a weekend, so we'll have a good time. Try it anyways. For sure. Say hi to everybody in the chat. Susie Lopez says hello. Always the first in the chat. Well, not always, but a lot of times she's first. Kristen Spencer says hi. Morgan Wellburn says, hey man, how are you doing? Hope you guys are having a lovely, lovely week. Lots of stuff been going on this week. Wow, what a busy week it has been for me. The Sawyer Massacre. I'm sure things have been busy for you guys as well. And this whole stream is going to be kind of towards all that stuff. What's happening with the Sawyer Massacre? There's some stuff we're like close to talking about, but not quite yet. Like a release date, an official release date. Haven't officially got it quite narrowed down yet, but we're very close. I can tell you it's going to be in October though. It will be October, probably early October. So there you go. And Jared, the Drayton Sawyer, is in the chat as well. Hey, man, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Oh, and Jared, I'm going with one of your suggestions for Saturday's show. I kind of like looked at a lot of synopsis for a lot of those movies, and I think one of them that you suggested kind of hit me the most. So we'll talk about that as well a little bit. I don't know. But how are you doing, Jared? I hope you're having a good night as well. Glad you guys are tuning in. Glad to be here on this lovely Thursday evening. Weekend is right around the corner. But I'll be working, of course. Lots of work. I feel like I'm really behind on everything because I meant to start looking at shipping and stuff for the t-shirts and hoodies that we sold. I'm still going to try to get on that tomorrow, but it seems like one thing after another keeps happening, and I have so many things to deal with. I really want to get those shipped out as soon as possible, though, and looking at getting some of the other perks shipped out as well, some of the screen used stuff that we have. Nono Chan is in the chat as well. Hey, Nona, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Late again. Oh, geez, late by a whole 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Jeez. Never come back to my channel. Just kidding. Hey, man, you know what? If people come in at all, I'm happy. I'm happy when anybody comes in and just actually enjoys watching me ramble on about this random stuff. You may lose me. Wi-Fi is not good where I'm at. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, if we lose you, we lose you. But at least we had you in the chat for a little bit. But just so you know, we're going to, just in case we do lose you, Jared, I'm going to watch tomorrow night the Poughkeepsie tapes. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's the one I'm going to watch. Looked at synopsis, and this looks like my kind of movie. So I'm going to give that a watch, and watching it tomorrow night, so it's fairly fresh when I talk about it on my second episode of Merlo's Macabre Matinee. That's the new show. Every Saturday night at 6 p.m. Same time. I'm keeping this time, unless you hear otherwise from me. I'm also on Saturday at 1 p.m. I'm not sure if this is live or not. I think it is, but I could be wrong. I'm going to be on Behind the Fiends podcast with John Evans, our wonderful sponsor and associate producer. Awesome podcast. Make sure you go check out the Behind the Fiends podcast if you haven't. Best podcast out there, I think. Probably. One of them. I don't know. There's lots of podcasts out there. But John, myself, Rob Mahoney, Jamie Apple, and I believe Jason Pitts. I've had Jason on my channel before. I'm sure most of us know who Rob Mahoney is. You might not know who Jamie Apple is. She's a SFX artist. And we're going to be talking about the Blair Witch Project on Saturday at 1 p.m. on the Behind the Fiends podcast. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to be a live thing or not. I don't know. I never know with John. I should have asked him. I think it's live. He's put out like a link for the stream, so I imagine it is. Don't quote me on that though. I think I'll share the link. It'll be a fun chat. I've always wanted to go into an in-depth chat on the Blair Witch Project because it is one of my favorites. And we got Christian Spencer in the chat as well. Hey, you have a question for me, Steve? Okay. Let me know your question, and maybe I'll be able to answer it now, or maybe I'll have to save it. I might have to save it, but let me know. I'm willing to answer questions. So, anyways, that's Saturday. I'm also Morgan Welber, Jamie Apple is making the puppets for the Helvira. Hey, that's awesome. There you go. She seems like a very nice gal. I've just recently kind of networked with her. She seems like a good person, though. Have nothing bad to say about it. I look forward to meeting her via internet video stream sort of thing. But it's all good. Then what else was I going to talk? I also might be doing a live trailer reaction tomorrow. I might be, if I can squeeze it in. I've got so much to do. I gotta get time to do these things, though. If I don't do it tomorrow, if I don't do the trailer reaction tomorrow, I'll do it on the Poughkeepsie Tapes stream for Merlo's Macabre Matinee, which is not going to be a regular thing if that's the case, because I don't really want to use that show for doing live reactions to things like trailers. That's going to be strictly for movies I've never seen. It's first time watches for me. So, but I might be doing it just this one time. If I don't do a live reaction tomorrow. If I do a live reaction tomorrow, it'll be pretty short. Probably a 20-minute stream, and that's about it. Geez, I've already gone almost 20 minutes here. No, I'm just getting started here. So many things to talk about. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try not to bore you too much. We will get to talking about the Sawyer Massacre pretty quick. And we'll take all your questions about, let's see what Christian's saying here. He did ask the question. Will you make another horror film in the future or do a Star Wars fan film? I will answer that right now. I will answer that. I will be making more horror films. Definitely at least one more horror film before I try anything else. There is a big part of me that wants to remake the Star Wars prequels. Like in my own, how I think they should have gone. I doubt that'll ever happen. But I mean, I've actually even written my own synopsis for how I think 3 Star Wars prequels should go, what the titles of them should be called and everything. That'll maybe stream for another time. In fact, I was planning on talking about that on Merlo's movie chat that I've kind of stopped doing for now, and maybe I'll get back to it soon. We'll see. I'd like to do that one again because I love horror, but I like to talk about all kinds of films too. So, but no, the next film will be another horror film. It'd be nice if I didn't have to go the Indiegogo route, but that's tough for me to say. It'd be nice though. It sure would be nice if I didn't have to raise funds on Indiegogo, but we'll see. The next film I'm gonna need probably double what I raised for the Sawyer Massacre. So it's tough. I mean, that's not that I wouldn't make it for cheaper. It's just that I know some of the stuff I want to do in the next film, and I know that it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap. So, but we creative filmmakers always find a way to make things simpler. We really do. But it will be an original horror project. It won't be a fan film. I really don't plan on doing any other fan films at this time. I really don't. But I'll never say never. I'll never say never because something that just might hit you. That if something hits me as a good idea to do for a fan film, then it's possible. It's possible. But as of right now, I do plan on. I kind of actually plan on revisiting a short film I did and do a feature length version of that. Just because the short film version really didn't capture everything that I really wanted to capture in the movie. So we'll be focusing on that, and I'll make announcements as we get to that down the road. But probably gonna do Indiegogo again. Just gotta hope I can raise more money. I'll probably film it in Canada, though. I don't know. We'll see. I'm open to anything. But if I shoot it in the U.S., I have to get a U.S. visa because it wouldn't be considered a non-for-profit because it's not a fan film. So that was that was kind of the good thing about me being able to go to Texas for the Sawyer Massacre, is that it wasn't considered. I didn't need a visa because it wasn't considered a something that's going to further my career or something like that. I wasn't getting paid for anything, so that's the best I can answer that for now. Hope that works. Jamie is one of my favorite people. Oh, that's good to know. I'm really looking forward to meeting. She does seem very, very nice. She does seem like a great person. So, very looking forward to meeting her. There you go. Now, what else was I going to talk? Oh, so let's get on to the Sawyer Massacre a little bit here. We are into the second full week of our campaign now. We have raised 34% of our goal, a little over 4,300 Canadian. So I guess it's about 3,400 US ish. And we're doing well. We've added some new perks. Earlier this week, we added these awesome keychains and mangled magnets done for our good friend that John Henderson introduced me to, named Thomas Bruce. He's making these. He's even going to send me some freebies. Pretty cool. Hey, there's Carlos from the Laser Reviewer. Thank you for tuning in there, Carlos. How are you doing this evening? Yes, so those are pretty cool. I think these are pretty cool, and these are cheaper ones. These are definitely perks on the lower end of the scale, but very, very cool to have. So I think you guys would dig those. I don't know. I like them anyways. I thought they were pretty cool. So we added them, yeah. And then we also added today, on the more expensive end, silicone set pieces made by Sick and Twisted. These are screen used. Thomas Smith of Sick and Twisted actually shipped these out to Texas for us, just for us to use on the set. He wanted them back, so he shipped them back, and then he reached out to me after we were done filming and said, "Hey, do you want to sell these on your campaign?" He said, "I'd be willing to part with them if if the price is right, sort of thing." So, yeah. So I mean, they're not cheap. They are silicone, so that makes them a pretty penny right off the bat, but they are screen-used items. So you get the screen-used arm. We have two arms, actually. There's two arms on the campaign, and then the screen-used face that you see hanging from it was hanging from like one of those chain things, poking through it. I think it's pretty cool. It looks really cool in the film, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, you see it quite a bit in our teaser trailer. So those have been added today. So only 3 of those total, just so you guys know. 3 total. Very cool stuff. I got a new chatter. WLLJJ movie reviews. Hey, cannot wait for this movie. And like I said before, when I commented on your video, I know it's going to be better than the 2017 prequel. Geez, I hope so. That ain't saying much. Thank you, though. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it's... I hope... I mean, ours suffers from budget stuff. I mean, that'll be sort of the thing. And if people can get around it, okay, we have some little things here that, obviously could tell it was down to budget. I think I think people are fairly forgiving with that kind of stuff. Whereas, man, that 2017 prequel it was not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. And that was not Leatherface. I mean, I hope you're going to watch our film and say, okay, there's a good story here, and that's definitely Leatherface. You should be able to say that just from looking at our teaser trailer, even though you don't see his face or anything. And again, we're going to keep that hidden, guys. We're going to keep it hidden for now. I really don't want to spoil Leatherface too much. Even when we do release a full trailer, which we are doing, I've probably mentioned that a few times now. We are going to release a full trailer. It'll be over 2 minutes long. Not much over 2 minutes, but it'll be over 2 minutes, and you'll get more. More of the story, I guess you could say. You're not going to. We're not going to really spoil much of the story. I mean, no more than probably you get out of the synopsis that's online, basically. Is what it boils down to. So, I've seen the teaser trailer. Looks pretty good. Thank you so much. I'm glad everybody's been very positive on that teaser trailer. And once again, I've said it before. I always feel like I'm not doing good on the trailers, and then that was again, it was so quick. I cut that trailer very, very quick, sent it to our editor and our sound designer, just as a just kind of roughly sent. This is a rough start for a trailer. What do you think? And they all were like, "Looks great." So it just needed obviously some color correction and sound design, and they did that, and we had a teaser trailer. Trailers are tough to cut. They really are. And I think you have to have a knack for it. I think I found a little bit of a knack for it. I don't know. It is tough to do a trailer that actually looks really good. So, but I don't know. I guess I do have a knack for it. I felt like I was getting redundant with it. It's almost like a combination of both the first trailers that we released. And I thought, this is getting redundant. After I watched it, I thought, I can change this and I can change this, and but they said they said leave it that way, so I did. And everybody seems to be happy with it. So, oh man. Why did they even call the 2017 movie Leatherface? He doesn't become Leatherface until the end. It was just a cash grab. I know. Yeah, and the funny thing is, according to the screenwriter, he really wrote that for Leatherface. He really wrote that as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, and I'm like, I don't really see any Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes at all with this. And I get you want to be different and stuff like that, but there's a fine line, and it just really didn't feel like Leatherface. Rick is in the chat. Hello everyone, hope all is well. Hey Rick, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Got to do my shout outs as well. Geez, haven't even done that yet. So we'll do our shout outs for Breathless Beauties. You guys have seen this all before, I'm sure, but we want to get, in case you don't know who Breathless Beauties are, that's Michelle Apollonia's horror-themed doll company that she has. She makes these dolls herself, does an amazing job, and her links are in the description. If you want to get a horror-themed doll, just contact her, and her links are in the description, and she can make a doll for you. She made me one. I don't know where it is actually, but she made me one. I have one somewhere, and this is Miss 44. That's Michelle Blaskey's artwork that she does. Very obscure artwork. And Michelle is also doing the Third Channel. I am a big supporter of the Third Channel. I'm a producer on it. Go check out the Third Channel on Indiegogo. Links are in the description. Go support this thing. There's some really cool perks going on the Third Channel right now. You can get some pretty cool masks on that campaign as well. She's got all like the pumpkin and witch masks going on. I don't know if she's added the skull yet, but she has those for sale on the campaign, and they're pretty cheaply priced. I think hers are made of latex rather than silicone. I think that's sort of the biggest difference between the masks on my campaign and the masks on her campaign. I kind of wish I did latex. But we have the option for latex for the replicas, so that's good to lower the price a little bit. Silicone, it's a big difference between silicone and latex. So, but yeah, go check it out. I think it's an awesome movie. I think it's an awesome idea, and I think she can make a pretty awesome movie with that. So, if you're a fan of Halloween 3, and I know the fan base is pretty divided. A lot of Halloween fans really hate Halloween 3, but, there's also now a new upbringing of fans that really love Halloween 3, and I'm one of them. So if you do like Halloween 3, you're going to want to see that sequel that she's got in mind. It's really kick-ass. That's all I can say. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat before I get into the teaser trailer. I know it's getting late. It's already, 6:21. Michelle A. is going to have a cameo in my... Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Very, very cool. People are saying that, but the 2017 movie was better than the... People are saying that the 2017 movie is better than the 2003 movie. I was like, hell no. Wow. People are really saying that? I mean, there's a fan base for every film. There are going to be some people, but that'll say that. But and there's a lot of people that say the 2003 movie is better than the original, which I totally disagree with. I have nothing really against the 2003 movie, but it's not the original. So that's I don't know. I don't know what to say, but again, you can't convince certain fans a certain thing, and Leatherface 2017 is going to have its fans. There are going to be its fans. Yeah, I kind of wonder what the future of Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to be now. This is very interesting to know what is going to happen with the franchise now after this last film. That might be a discussion for future. Anyways, nice Red Wings shirt in my hometown, Detroit Red Wings. Hey, there you go. This is, I think I had originally wanted to get the shirt for my dad because he's a huge Red Wings fan. I don't mind the Red Wings, but they're not actually my team. But yeah, this shirt didn't fit him, so I took it off his hands. And well, even though it's not my hockey team, it's a shirt that fits. So that's the way I look at it. It's a shirt that fits. So there you go. Yeah, 2003 remake was way better. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I do think Leatherface 2003 was better than Texas Chainsaw 3D, though. I'll agree there, but just barely. Just barely. Anyways, yeah, you saw my ranking last week, so there you go. I used to hate Halloween 3 when I seen it 8 years later. When I was 15, I loved it because it was different. Yeah, very, very different and very, very Halloween. Rather than, I get it, it's turned into the Michael Myers show, whatever. And I love Michael. Hey, I love Michael, but he gets a little boring after a while, after seeing him make the same movie over and over and over and over and over and over again. So, I don't know. I like Halloween 3 because it's a different story. Totally different story. But it's still about Halloween. Halloween is the title of these films, people. Halloween. So when people get pissed off, it's like, oh, didn't have Michael in it. Why call it Halloween? Because it's about Halloween, people. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Detroit Red Wings is a Canadian team. Well, I'm sure they have a ton of Canadian players on them. Detroit's not far from Canada, right? Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about the teaser trailer. We'll watch it first. Let's just give it a quick watch. I'll let you guys ask questions about it and all that kind of stuff, about any particular shots, and we'll kind of go through shot by shot a little bit too after we've watched it. But without further ado, hopefully the sound plays on it. It should. Here's the teaser.
The following film is an account of a tragedy that transpired at an isolated property.
Now what you're looking for is in that house right over there.
A seemingly harmless old farmhouse in the desolate rural landscape.
Y'all really want to go in there?
Well, it looks like someone's here.
Is there somebody here?
For all who encountered it, an ordinary day became a nightmare. This particular account of mad and macabre would be known as the Sawyer Massacre.
Mike, oh geez, my bad. My bad, I didn't unmute my mic. I should have been paying attention to the chat. Oh my goodness. Do I sound better now? There's Joe from Fangoria Faithful. Is this silent night? Is this silent film night? Goodness. Only me can do that. Forget to put the volume back on. I'm getting old, folks. I'm getting old. It happens. Geez, when you hit 40, it's like, man, you really go downhill. Like, really. Of course, now I'm in my 40s is when I'm trying to do all this wonderful stuff, eh? Sorry about that, guys. So, what was I saying? Could you guys hear the audio on the teaser, though? On that teaser? Was that okay? Can you hear that? I had no monitor for it, so I think I just probably turned it off because I knew I was going to go shot for shot later, and I didn't want it bugging me. But yeah, there you go. Sound. I used to hate Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, but I tolerate it now. Yeah, I mean, I used to as well. I still don't like it. Still don't like the movie, but I can have fun with it. I don't know why. I can have a little bit of fun with it. And there's John from Doomsday Crypt. Hey, Doomsday's Crypt. How you doing, John? Can't speak today. Can never speak, though. Never the best at speaking. So we just watched the teaser, and then we didn't hear me talk for about a minute as I forgot to unmute my microphone. Not the first time I've done that. Well, first couple times I did that, I was not aware of some setting issues. That was a while ago, though. First time I've done that in a while. So, glad you guys can hear me now. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through some of these shots in the trailer. We're going to pretty much look through all the shots, give you some brief things. I'll talk about each shot briefly, won't say too much about each one. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night. It's already 6:30, so don't want to keep you guys all night. But one thing I will say about this teaser as opposed to the previous teasers or trailers, whatever you want to call them, is that this was shot entirely in Texas. Everything you saw in that teaser was shot in Texas. Some different areas of Texas a little bit, yes, but it was all Texas. All of it. Whereas, the last teaser that we released for our Indiegogo, about half of the shots were from Canada, where I live in BC. And a good portion of those shots were shot back in 2013 on like a pretty low budget camera and everything like that, you know. Um, so that's one thing I can tell you about this teaser is, you know, this is all going to be in the film. All of these shots are going to be in the film to some degree, and yeah, it's all Texas. So this is why it's official. None of the stuff that you see from the previous teasers are going to actually be in the film, but there are some comparisons, and I can sort of tell you a little bit about which ones are like compared to certain other shots that we saw in previous trailers. Not many though. There's not a lot. We don't have a lot of those, but I'll tell you which ones there are. Anyways, and they're quite a bit different. They look different in this teaser than the previous ones. So there you go. I was thinking about doing my own rating company because I hate the MPAA. Yeah. I'm not sure if I can even get this MPAA rated or not. I don't know. I should look into that. Yeah. And John's going to be running the trailer this weekend. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, man. Let me know if you need me to send you anything else. I'll send it. Yeah, whatever I can anyways. I mean, it's obviously I can't ship anything to you now, but I can email you some cool artwork or whatever you need. I'm always always good for that. So this movie has been in production hell for a while. Our film? Is that what we're talking about? Our production hell? I wouldn't call it production hell. I mean, pre-production took a while because we needed to raise funds, and we did postpone shooting a little bit due to COVID, because the borders weren't quite open, and which was funny actually because we were preparing to shoot in September of last year, and I needed to know by August 1st whether the COVID restrictions would be lifted and whether I'd be able to go to Texas in September to shoot the film. Now, mind you, at the time, I'm glad we didn't shoot it in September because I don't think we would have been prepared. I know we wouldn't have been prepared. I still don't feel like we were prepared enough for this after doing it because, again, honestly, there's too many things to name. There's too many issues to name. So, you know, by August 1st of last year, I made an announcement that we're going to postpone because, you know, I emailed all our backers. I posted on social media. We're going to push to March because we just don't know whether the border is going to open in time. And actually, it did. It did open on time. I think it did open September 1st, but we weren't hearing anything by that point still, so I had to make that call based on that. Can't wait to support the movie when I wear my hoodie. Can't wait to get you your hoodie. It's been so swamped. I got a box of shirts and a box of hoodies just sitting in the corner, and I'm just struggling to get down to the post office and figure out the best way to ship these things. But I'll get there. It's just time. The time has not been easy. Time has not been good to me lately, but I will get there. My bad. I'm sorry. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But I would, yeah. I mean, you could call it production hell, but I don't know if you call it that either. I don't know. We said we're gonna go do March, and we did. We shot it in March. There is a part of me that wished I waited a little longer, because a few pieces of the puzzle would have been nice to come together a little bit better than they did, but you know, ultimately I didn't want to keep the fans waiting too much longer, so it just, you know, if I waited too long, like if I waited till September of next year, well, then we would have had to recast Nika Lou because she's going to be in France come this September, so it just didn't make sense to do that, so this was the time, and it was the time, and we shot it in March, and for the most part, I think I'm pretty happy. For the most part, I'm pretty happy. For the most part. You know, as happy as can be, considering it's a independent fan film shot on a budget under $30K, essentially. That's what it boils down to. So, you can't be too picky, that's for sure. There's a few things I'm watching some of the footage, watching some of the cuts that the editors send me. I'm like, oh, can we do this with this? And but I don't want to get under his case too much. But yeah. Anyways, where was I going with all that? Let's talk about the trailer. Let's. It's already getting late here, so I don't want to keep you guys here all night, and we'll lose some of you at some point, I'm sure. So anyways, let's go back to that. I wonder if I can put me in the corner somehow. Let me just put this up. Okay. Let's just go on back there. To these opening shots. I'm wondering if I can put myself... disclaimer, yeah, blah, blah, blah. There we go. Okay, there's the opening shot of the chainsaw. Yeah, I felt like this opening was a little bit different. I wonder if I can somehow get myself in the corner of this. Let me see if there's a way to do that. Let me try. Let me just play around with this, guys. Bear with me. I've never done this before, but I know you can do it somehow. I know you can do it. What if I do this? You guys are like, what the heck is he doing? What the heck is he doing? I think... I'm not sure if that's right, though. Well, if I turn virtual camera on, will that work? No, it will not. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Well, let's put that on. Okay. Hey, I am in the corner. Am I? Put me in the bottom corner. Hey. I think that kind of worked. You see me? Let me just make sure you guys can see me. I don't know. That's weird. Okay. I think you guys can see me, but I don't know for sure. Anyways, that's just the chainsaw. Just grabbed. I wanted to start with a close-up shot of the chainsaw. Not much I could say. Like Scott was playing around with it. It's actually not on. So I mean, if you watch this, it's such a quick shot that you probably, if you really watch it, you can tell that the chainsaw is actually not on, and the sound was just dubbed in. And that's another kind of thing I'll also say about shooting this film is a chainsaw was hardly ever on during production. Hardly ever on. Mostly because it was freaking loud and we didn't have earplugs. That was sort of the biggest reason. And it was a pain. It was kind of a pain. It was hard for Scotty to lift this thing. It was heavy. It was heavy. There we go. Oh, new lines in the MPA ruined Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. They had a lot to cut the gore out of the film. Sadly, most of the footage is lost. Oh, really? I had no idea. For Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I meant to say, sadly, most of the footage is lost. Yeah, I got that. I got that's what you meant. I had no idea that was the case. That is a bummer. So yeah, nothing much to really say about that. So let's scroll along, and this kind of goes with it. Why does it do that? I'm not sure why it doesn't like that. Yeah, we see Leatherface putting it down. I'm not sure why it's doing it like that, but whatever. Anyways, he just slams it down. That was, I think both of these shots were probably shot on the same day. I could be wrong on that. And that was the abandoned house we shot at in Bartlett. One of the two abandoned houses we shot at in Bartlett. But this one we shot at primarily. It's mostly used for interiors, this house, but we also did shoot a lot of exteriors for it as well, because it just kind of worked out well. Yeah, it was a convenient location. It was more convenient than the other location that was strictly for exterior. But both locations are great, though. I'll say that. And then we get into our company logos.
The following film is an account of a tragedy that transpired at an isolated property.
Now, what you're looking for?
Comes in slowly. Now this is actually the other house. So this is the exterior house that we shot. We got a lot of wide exteriors. We didn't get really in too close to this house because, and it's too bad actually because this house is super cool looking, but it's just really dilapidated. And we really didn't want to give away that this was a house that nobody could live in. But you see it in a shot like this, you get this kind of creepy vibe of this house. It's just kind of hidden there in the woods. So we utilized it that way. And then basically used the other stuff, the other house for close-up stuff where we knew that we weren't going to get into trouble as far as that goes. Because you didn't want to have a house that looks like it's about to fall over any minute. You know that you couldn't enter without probably killing yourself. Eduardo Guerrero's in the chat. Hey, thanks. Will there be a poster design, a trailer including all producers who contributed? Awesome teaser. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Eduardo. No, not. There's so many. That's a lot of names to put in. We did do the new poster does have names in it, but even fitting those names was tough, and we had to make them very, very, very small. So if we tried to do that, it would be really, really tough. So I hope you can understand why we couldn't do that. We just couldn't do that because I think producer wise we're over 60, and of course we're getting this stupid spam right now. Had to show up now, didn't it? It's all good. What can I do? Did you still use John, aka Grandpa's voice for the movie? That's a tough. We haven't. I've kind of been wrestling with it in my head because we only got one line from John for our teaser trailer, and I could use it if I want. I could, but will it work with the other actor that we had playing Grandpa? So, you know what? If I ask John and he says it's okay to use that for the movie, then I will. I probably will because I bet they'll match more or less, and we'll give John that credit as Grandpa for one line basically. I don't know. But man, the actor we did use for that we did have play Grandpa was pretty awesome though. So part of me doesn't want to take away from him because he did pretty spectacular. So that's a tough call. But I'll be honest, I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking about it a lot in my head whether I should use that or not. So yeah. Thank you for understanding, Eduardo. Yeah, I mean we just have so many producers now. We just got too many. For me to fit on a poster, it's just way too many. And that's the case with a lot of these fan films, or not so much fan films, but a lot of these Indiegogo raised films. Pretty much any Indiegogo funded film has got like anywhere between 50 and 100 different producers on it. So we are no exception. I think last I checked on our IMDb, it was like 64. Something like that. I could be wrong, but don't quote me on that number. But yeah, so there you go. Hey, and Santi Coronas is here. Thank you for tuning in, Santi. Thank you for tuning in. Going over the new teaser, sort of a little bit. Again, I'll try not to spend too much time on each shot, but So that's that, and we have Albie Robles doing his narration at this point, and he did a brilliant job. I get so many compliments on it, even though he doesn't sound anything like John Larroquette. And originally I was like, man, it'd be nice to have a John Larroquette type voice for it. But it is a pretty rare voice to find, actually. When Albie did it, he had all these voiceover credits to his name. I thought, I bet he could do it good. And he did. He did it very well. I was happy with it. Different, but at the same time, you get that feel. You get that I don't know how you describe it. It's very somber kind of, dreary feel to it. So I think that's important when you deliver that kind of narration. So, anyways, let's see what else we got here.
Fours and that house right over there.
A seeming
And so this is the other house. So like I said, more closer shots. This one and then the next shot. Although they were
harmless old farmhouse in the desolate rural landscape.
Y'all really want to go in there?
Time, I think different days and everything that we shot these. Great shots, but we had to be careful the way we shot this house because we kept it low. We kept a lot of low shots on this house because we didn't want to give away that it is different than the other house. But when we shot low enough, you could feel like it was the same. Anyways, if that makes sense. But yeah, I like these shots. This was through like an old fence. The old fence wasn't in many places, but it was in this one little area that it looked really cool shooting through it. Kind of reminiscent to some of the shots you got in the original, so I kind of liked it. I hate to say this because I know a lot of people love this. I kind of like that we never replicated the butt shot of Pam walking to the. I felt like that was going to be a little bit generic. Everybody wants to replicate that shot, and I kind of glad we didn't. As far as shots that we were trying to get close to the original, that's one we didn't do, and part of me is kind of glad we did. So don't be looking for that shot if you are.
Well, it looks like some.
Oh, and this is the dreaded basement staircase. I mean, it just looks creepy just looking down that. So the basement was in a totally different location. Basements are very, very rare in Texas. And when I found this basement, I was like, I think this is going to be my best chance of. And the owner of the basement, Robert Gill is his name. He's a producer on the film, and he even got a role in the film for letting us use his basement and let us do whatever the heck we wanted to his basement, which we did. But it was a creepy basement to begin with. It was a pretty creepy looking basement to begin with. After we had all the construction done to it, that was done by his friend. Actually, it's done by Robert's friend Justin. After Justin did all the construction, it was even better. And then we added blood to the walls, and it's even better. And started hanging up all these chains. And Robert had all these chains and stuff. It was just like, okay, we've got the basement. But man, was it hell to film in this basement. So, yeah, this is basically just a POV style shot of the basement. Yeah. So you get POV perspective, some walking down the staircase.
Someone's here.
Yeah.
Is there somebody here?
For all who encountered it.
And then they were meeting some of our main characters here. This is Nika Liu, who played Allison. The other girl was Alicia Jade, who played her best friend Lorraine. There's no real context here, but you can see that these are friendly people. And, it goes well with the narration, when the narrator is talking about an ordinary day for, whatever he says, an ordinary day became a nightmare. All who encountered it, an ordinary day became a nightmare. So you see that they're having an ordinary day, they're chatting, and then you go to the other.
An ordinary day.
We got, actually, our main character in the blue short is Jordan O'Neill, who played Jimmy. And then his best friend, Gene, played by the awesome Briley Michael Bell. Both of these guys were fantastic. They don't have a lot in this teaser, mind you. This teaser was more about Nika, I think, than anyone else. She was great. But I think our full-length trailer will be more about Jimmy, Jordan O'Neill's character, Jimmy. So, yeah. The blood on the wall. Yeah, man, we got that blood on the wall. I'm feeling the OG. Yeah, you should feel it a bit, but the OG didn't have a basement in it either. Just keep that in mind. Man, I'm glad I was able to figure out how to put me in the corner. Just as I was doing it, I was like, I got to figure this out. I know there's a way. It didn't take me that long, did it? Let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat. What scene was the hardest to film? Ooh. what scene? Particular scene. Jeez. Man, that's a loaded question, Christian. A lot of this was so hard to film. There is one particular scene. I would probably have to say we did kind of a dinner table scene on the final day of shooting. I don't know if you want to call it. It's at a table. It's at a kitchen table, and it's kind of like it's similar to the dinner table scene in the original. I think that was pretty tough to shoot, and I can't get into too much detail about it. It took us more than 4 hours, as I recall. 4 hours to shoot that particular scene. There was just a lot of things that needed to be blocked. The fact that Leatherface had most of his actions, consistent actions, I would say, through that whole scene, and it was hard for him to hear the other actors wearing the mask. So, I mean, we did some scenes where we knew some takes where we knew the mask wasn't in frame, so he removed the mask. Any chance he got to remove the mask, he did. It wasn't like Gunner in the original where he hardly ever removed the mask. I think the reason why he hardly ever removed the masks in the original was because they were actually extremely hard to take on and put, So I think that was the reason they were very built to his face, and they had to be untied a certain way and so on and so forth. Whereas ours were a little bit more forgiving that way, so they could be removed. Although there was some wear and tear on some of them. We had to do some surgery, we'll say. I remember. Hey, there's our buddy John from John Evans from Behind the Fiends podcast. I was talking about you earlier. Yes, we got a podcast on Saturday. Really looking forward to. Now that's live, is it not, John? That's a live stream. Let us know in the comments. What else are you guys saying? For part 2, if you need Bill Mosley for things, I'm good friends with him. Well, I don't think there will be a part 2, but and if there will be a part 2, I believe it'll probably be done by somebody else. I would be so honored if somebody makes a sequel to this movie. So honored. It would be like the biggest honor, but I don't see myself doing it. Hey, and there's Chad from Chud's Corner. There you go. I play Jason in My Special Boy, which is we're excited to see a trailer pretty quick here tomorrow, I believe. Friday the 13th. Makes sense. So there you go. What's up? We're talking about our trailer right now, our little teaser, going over some of the shots and talking about it. Eduardo Guerrero says, did you guys use your own blood recipe or did you guys buy stage blood? That was all the blood was from our SFX artist, Sergio Guerrera. And I don't know if he makes his own blood or if he buys it in bulk or whatever. You'd have to ask him. Sergio's a good guy. Reach out. He's a good guy. But needless to say, Sergio did an amazing job with what he with the amount of time he was available for, and it worked out well though. It actually worked out pretty well because there was a certain amount of things that we thought needed gore, and he wasn't there for. And then when we shot these things, it was like, no, actually, we don't want gore for this. So it was, yeah, you had to be there sort of thing. But then the basement stuff, that's when we needed the gore. That's when we needed it. So there you go. Yep, live. There you go. Live and in living color. There you go. Never say never. Say, I know, but I don't know. I don't see myself making a sequel to this. Maybe a remake if I actually ever get $1 million budget or something like that. As it's just one of those things, it's like you wish you got this shot, and you wish you got this shot, and you wish you got. I wish I got a lot in this movie, but let's see here. I was thinking about making a movie like Italian horror movies. Hey, those are cool. John Doomsday Crypt says, My Special Boy in this weekend loop event. Oh, very cool. There you go. John is the supporter of fan films. I'll say that. John's a big supporter of the Third Channel as well. Go check out the Third Channel, everybody. There you go. Okay, congratulations, Sergio. Yeah, congratulations. He was a great guy. That's all I can say. He did a good job for us. Sergio was a good SFX artist, and he helped us out because he liked the film. Let's continue on here, guys. Back to this shot again. We're just
became a nightmare.
Then we get to some of these more graphic type stuff. I want to pause.
Became a nightmare.
Missed it.
An ordinary day became a nightmare.
Lots of everything. So there's Nika. Obviously, Leatherface is doing something to her. She is tied to a bed frame with Jordan O'Neill as Jimmy there. You can see his face peeking there as well. That's all I'll say about that. Tied to that was an antique bed frame. We had antique props on this movie, guys. We really did. That bed frame was really cool. I actually didn't expect to use the whole bed frame because it was pretty bulky, and I remember getting it up the stairs. There was a process. There was quite the process to getting this bed frame, even broken down, up the steps. Very, very tough. But we made it. That's all I can say. We made it. It was an adventure. Yeah. If anybody wants to buy this bed frame, it's for sale. Just so you know. That won't be cheap, though. And shipping will be super expensive because it's super heavy. I'll put it on the campaign if anybody wants me to, though. Or you can just message me and say, hey, Steve, privately make me this as a link or whatever on a secret perk, whatever, on your Indiegogo. I'll do that. But again, the shipping won't be cheap. Shipping that from Texas, I believe we left that in Texas. I think that's with Christine, or did our props guy take it back? No, I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure that's with Christine. I think. I'll ask Christine and find out. I'll ask her and find out. Anyways, tell you, man, Blair Witch Rustin Parr film. Ooh, there's a good. Yeah, you'd have to recreate that house though. What's it called? The Griggs house. And you can't use the Griggs house because it's no longer there anymore. I guess they just tore it down. It was an old house. Similar to the houses that we filmed at. I think probably in between the two. Safe enough to film in though. But yeah. I'm thinking about checking your channel. Oh yeah, check out John's channel. Check out a lot of these channels. A lot of great channels here, guys. I want to see someone tackle a modern version of Nosferatu. I think somebody is. I thought I heard somebody is doing Nosferatu. I think I heard that. I think so. It's okay. Lost connection. Oh, you're back now. That's all good. So, anyways, yeah, this was I think this was like pretty much the last scene or last couple scenes, anyways, that we shot on our longest day. This was the longest day. I remember this was the day we shot 15 pages. 15 pages of script in one day. That's the most I've ever filmed, shot in one day. That's all I know. Anyways. And then we've got Lorraine here, played by the wonderful Alicia Jade, in the basement. What's happening to her? This is one of the two shots that we contrasted with the last teaser. So that's one of two or three shots that you'll see in the. I think it was reverse angle because of the way we shot. I think because we had originally planned to shoot it the other direction, going into the opposite room, but this one worked out better, so we shot it that way, and it's opposite side, but same sort of idea. And of course, in this shot, you've got the bloody walls in the background. That was one thing about what we shot for our other teaser, is we had to make do with what we had. and we didn't have much as far as the Texas shots. We had one actor's location, his home, and it was like, how do we make this look as run down as possible? And we didn't have a lot of options, but we made it work. But this is obviously better. You can see the dirty, bloody walls and everything. It looks very run down. So there you go. So you guys will probably know what shot I'm talking about in the first teaser. Yeah, and it was interesting. We did also have Ronald Mercado on set with us this day, kind of doing, going over the shot, because Ronald Mercado was the guy who shot all our Texas footage in the teaser trailer. So he was actually on set with us that day, which was pretty cool. He got to be on set with us a couple of days. So it was nice to have him on set a couple of days, even though he wasn't our DP on this. He was, he's very helpful, and I'm sure he's going to remember shooting in that basement for the rest of his life too, as I will. I mean, yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Fun though. Fun. It looks great. It's hell to shoot, but man, it looks great on camera. And that's, I guess, the way you have to look at it. Here you go. We've got Jimmy, and you see Jimmy and Jean hanging from the rafters, basically chained up. So we had some fun stuff with that. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, they're not having a good time. Let's just say that. And there's Leatherface. Ooh, Leatherface. So this is sort of a tease of one of the masks here, guys. Leatherface is working on putting together a mask here, so you can kind of see a bit of the mask here. It's one of the masks he wears. Again, he wears 4 masks in this movie, but yeah, you can kind of see it a little bit here. Kind of creepy looking from this angle, which is why I put it in the trailer. I felt like we're not seeing much. We're not seeing Leatherface wear the mask. You're getting a little bit of context, though. You're getting a little bit of you're getting the feels of what the masks are looking like. So I kind of liked it, so I put it in. So anybody who says you don't see the mask in the trailer, yes, you do, right there, this shot. Maybe it was too fast for some people to really see, but there you go. There you go. I can't really tell you what he's doing at this point. Why he's, otherwise it's spoilers. Don't want to give away anything at this point, but there you go. One of our masks. There's Allison, played by the lovely Nicolou, running through the woods. We actually shot all these night sequences running outside in Bastrop on the property of the wonderful Christine Alverson, who was hosting us, put up with, I believe, 10 of us for 3 weeks at her place. She had a wonderful place. What a wonderful lady she is. Got to give her a big shout out. And she was already offering to use her property to film on before we had even gotten there. She was already saying, hey, you should film in our backyard. And I was like, maybe we will. Some of these drives to locations were very, very tough, and this was kind of easy for us. So I can't wait to see how this scene plays out, because I think it'll be pretty cool. This is one of those scenes that didn't play out like it did in the script at all. Really didn't. Was like maybe a little bit, but really for the most part, it doesn't play out like it does in the script. But I think that actually might be a good thing. I think we had a few instances that things were just different. What we had was different than what we had in the script, so we made changes. That's all you can do. I still really like this shot. This is a shot. I like the way Charlie used the slider on this shot, sliding around the corner of the wonderful Olivia Andrade, who's peeking around the corner to see what the hell is going on here. And obviously we know she's not going to like what she sees, but beyond that, we got nothing to say. By the way, she was fantastic. Oh, sorry, I went a little too far there. She's not in the teaser much. Lydia Andrade, who played Kathleen, was actually fantastic. I've been watching a lot of her scenes cut together now. And I'll talk about that after we're done looking at all of this wonderful footage. But yeah, I'm like, wow, she's really good on camera. She's really good on camera. I'm surprised she hasn't been in a ton of stuff, to be honest with you. Anyways, continue that on. Then we've got Leatherface in the woods here. Again, that's the most you see of him. We are careful to hide his face. Careful, some cool imagery. You saw, let's go back to the previous one because I think that's pretty cool. No one back this one here. This we weren't planning on getting a what do you call it? I'm forgetting the words. Meat grinder. Because it was in the script subtly, but it was one of those props that I said we don't need it. And then we just had an old school. Somebody was able to get one for free, so it was like, here it is. And we put that clot of hair in there, and our second AC, Christina Hinton, she had recently had her tooth pulled. We put her tooth on there, so I don't know if you can see. I know I'm almost blocking it right above here. Her tooth is just hanging on there. So that's a real tooth, real human tooth. There you go. Authentic human bones. Ugh. Yeah, just looks gruesome. Yeah, and a lot of here, the handprints on the walls. This is one of those set pieces that's now available for sale on the Indiegogo campaign. Again, they're silicone pieces, so they're not cheap, but hey, screen used. They're cheaper than the Leatherface masks. I'll say that. I think these are about a third of the price. A third to half of the price. The face is a little more expensive. He quoted me a little bit more on the face, but these are a little bit cheaper. So there you go. You can own them. You can own this. And you also own that. Of course, we passed it. There it is. There's the face. You can own that too. That one's a little bit pricier. A little bit. Not too much. Not too much. You'll see him on the campaign. And there's this was part of that chase scene. I would say this was really unscripted. This was not in the script. And I thought to myself, well, because there's a lot of stuff in the script that we had to take out because of what we had. So I was like, how can we fill that in a little bit? And I think this really filled it in. I won't say too much other than that. What the idea is here, and I won't say what gave me the idea either until after you've seen it. Something gave me the idea to do this, and I really like it now. I can't wait to see how it. I haven't seen this scene cut together yet, though. So, yeah.
This particular account of mad and macabre.
It was a full moon that night. I think that helped our lighting. I mean, our DP had good lights, but I think the full moon really helped. There's Briley Michael, but he's a Meisner actor, and he must have really had to dig deep for some of this stuff. I believe he probably really had to dig deep, being a Meisner actor, and I bet it was tough for him to shoot this kind of stuff, long takes like this. Hey, there's James Graham. Hey, excited for TSM. I'm excited for MSB, My Special Boy. There you go. Very excited for it. I plan on. Well, we'll talk. I'm not gonna watch it tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, you might see me do a live tomorrow. We'll just say that. I might if I have time. Otherwise, I might not watch a trailer till Saturday. We'll see. Anyways, moving along. I do all my trailer reactions live. I refuse to do anything pre-recorded. I refuse. It's just not me. I'm a in the moment, spontaneous kind of guy. There we go. I'm probably missing a ton of comments here, and I'll go back after we're done this and take any questions and see if I missed anything important, because I do hate missing your guys' comments. We're getting close to the end of this teaser, so let's power through. There's Nika hanging from the chains. Jason Nike was thinking, I wonder if she was hanging from a meat hook. No, she's not hanging from a meat hook. She is hanging from a rafter. There's the chainsaw in a really cool shot. I love this chainsaw, man. It was... I'm going to go back. Guys, that chainsaw. I knew I wanted that chainsaw as soon as I just Googled 1950s chainsaws online, because I knew I didn't want to use the original chainsaw because it wouldn't, continuity-wise, it didn't make sense. And as soon as that one came up, I was like, that's the one. I want it. I want it. And we got it. That's all I can say. We got it. We got the saw. And it worked, too. Not that we really used it much that way. We never turned it on much. But, you know, it worked. It was a working chainsaw. It was a heavy bastard. But it looks great. You know, the things that look the best are not the easiest to work with, though. Anyways, moving on. There's our young girls getting chased by Leatherface. Let me back up a bit. A little quick draw. Yes, this is who you see in the frame, whose face you clearly see is Lexi Graves. She is one of her, and the girl next to her playing her sister is Avery Berry. I believe their ages are 12 and 13, I think. Or it could be 12 and 14. Lexi might be 14 now. I'm not sure. And this scene was kind of based off of a shot from the first trailer. But we only had one girl in the first trailer. And actually it was written that way. It was written to be just one. And then I had already cast Lexi to play Shirley. And one of the other actors in the film suggested Avery Berry. And I'm like, I already cast the role. He's like, write in a sister for her. So I thought, okay, well, I'll see what she can do. And I thought, okay, I saw them together and put their auditions next to each other. I'm like, yeah, they could play sisters. So we did. We did it that way. They did very, very well playing young kiddos. But it was really only supposed to be one kid, but we got two, right? And we would kill any harmless kids. So we're not adding to the body count, right? We wouldn't dare kill any harmless kids in our film. And that's actress Jenny De La Fuente, who plays their mother. Another Meisner actor. We had a bunch of Meisner actors in our film. I don't know if you guys know much about Meisner, but Meisner actors really, really need to dig back to past traumatized, for stuff like this, past experiences, to put themselves into the moment. So, like, this was tough for these actors because they had to put themselves in a traumatizing experience that they all had to basically had to live through those traumatizing moments while filming this stuff. So, you can see that pain in her face in this shot. That's genuine pain right there. She is genuinely, that's, I'll leave it at that, So you can read a lot off of that expression. This is the only shot of her in this teaser, but I think it's a pretty powerful one. Great actress. We worked with such a fantastic cast in this movie. I really feel spoiled to have worked with such a fantastic cast. I really do. They're really, I don't know. It's fantastic cast. Overall, fantastic cast. This is similar to the shot of Allison and Leatherface in the other teaser. Both trailers that we released before, that probably the most popular shot from those ones, and it's more or less the same shot, just framed differently. And, there's something obscuring a little bit. I won't get into what that is because that's spoilers. I don't want to get into spoiler territory. And, it's lighted differently. It's a different location. So obviously we don't have, it's not going to look exactly the same. But you can definitely get the same kind of intensity from this shot as you did. So I did that sort of jolty thing, which is really, if anybody's wondering if that's like some sort of major effect, or it's not. It really isn't. It's me using the same shot, I think it was, I'm trying to remember how many frames it was. I think it was 4 frames. I think it's 4 frames, using the same 4 frames over and over again. And then for the last one, I doubled it. I did every 2 frames because you could see it speeds up at the end of that shot. That's all it is. And then we cut to the title. Let's watch that again. So
The Sawyer Massacre.
Really with there's a water can above it. That's it. Okay. There you guys go. That is that's sort of a breakdown of everything. And before we sign off for the evening, a few things. I want to take your questions for one thing, so I don't have to go anywhere right away or nothing like that, and I won't. So if any of you guys have any questions about any of the shots you just saw, anything you saw in the trailer, feel free to ask. But before that, I did want to also tell you that we've cut a fair amount of the film, and it's looking a little longer than I had originally thought. It looks that way. Again, it could still be wrong because we've only cut together. Our editor has only cut about a third of it, but it's coming across longer than I had anticipated. So we might be looking at a 90-minute film. It could possibly hit 100 minutes. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong and still be 80 minutes. Who knows? Maybe it'll only be 75 minutes. I don't know. But at this time, it looks to be a tad longer than I thought. It looks to be. Even though we cut out a bunch of scenes and well, not a bunch of scenes. We cut out a few scenes. James Grimm, how many hours a day did you spend filming? Ooh, it was different every day. And filming is kind of a loaded. Did we spend working, actual filming? I think actual filming, the average was 10 hours, but the average day, when you talk about the commute and the setup, it was probably close to, 14, 15, some days 16 hours. So it was long. There were some long days for sure. Our shortest day was actually just that night scene of Nika and Leatherface in the woods. That took us 2 to 3 hours max, with setup. It was really quick. It really didn't take that long at all. And it almost made me think maybe we should do more. But, I didn't want to overwork my crew. I didn't want to overwork them. We probably could have got a couple more shots here and there. But, I said, we got the gist of it. We got the gist of it. And man, my cast and crew was pretty tired by that point. That was the day before the final day, basically. The night before the final day. And, it's I just didn't want to overwork them when we knew we had a long final day, which we did have a long final day. So there you go. Kristen Spencer, will you post the deleted scenes on YouTube after the release? I don't think there'll be any deleted scenes. There'll be deleted takes. I'm probably going to make a reel of that kind of stuff. I wouldn't call it a blooper reel, but because there was a few bloopers. I don't think there's enough to really call it a blooper reel, though. There was just not enough bloopers because we had to be pretty on for the most part. But I don't know. We'll go through it and see if there's enough shots for a blooper. Hell yeah, man, that's great. Looking forward to it. Thanks, James. Thanks. I'm looking forward to yours as well. When are you releasing yours? Or you guys are probably announcing a release date tomorrow with your trailer, probably. I'm still narrowing down my release date. We're close though. We're pretty close. And we know our premiere is going to be August 26th, but the actual release is going to be not till October. Yeah. So cool. It's the film is looking longer. It does look like it's going to be a little longer than we had thought. Probably. We'll see how it keeps going. But if I'm going to guess now, I'll guess 90 minutes now. A week ago, I would have guessed 80 minutes. Now I'm going to guess 90. How long will My Special Boy be there, James? Are you allowed to divulge that at this point? I have no idea how long My Special Boy is going to be. So I know yours was a feature too, but I don't know how long. But yeah. Let me know if you're allowed to divulge that or not. But yeah, like I said, at this point, looking like about there, and yeah, he's cut about a third of the film. And we're sitting at 34 minutes at this point, and it's about a third of the script. So I don't know. Some scenes go faster than others. You know, some scenes you need to build up a little bit, and some scenes you don't. So some scenes need to go fast. So I'd say maybe 60 to 70. That's still called a feature. Hey, and there's Bacon. Hey man, how you doing? We'll see you at the premiere. Yeah, let's see. Can't wait for August. Yeah, I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to meet you in person. It'll be fun. Just ending this stream for the night. You've missed pretty much everything. We did a sort of a breakdown of the trailer. Gave some, insightful things. Nothing too deep, but just wanted to kind of do that for you guys. I did that on the last one, although I did a shot for shot screenshots on each one. This one I kind of walked through a little bit. Yeah. So not exactly the same, but Last chance to ask any questions, guys, and then we're going to call it a night. So if you have any questions for the old Merlo man, whether it be about the Sawyer Massacre or anything really, it was cool that Christian asked me whether I'm doing another horror film after this, and you can bet on it, sir. You guys can bet on it. It just won't be another fan film. At least not for my next one. And not for the foreseeable future. I doubt it. I'll rewatch it. Just got off where, hey, there you go. That's cool. At least we get you in the chat for the last minute or so. And hope you guys all had a fun night tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed my hopefully somewhat insightful chat about this about this little film I made, and I'm really liking the way I'm seeing the scene shot so far. Going over a little, I'm making notes for the editor here and there, but for the most part, I think Charlie is really cutting the film pretty well. He was off to a bit of a slow start with it. He was having, because we needed a few things we needed some voiceover stuff. So that he could time things well enough. But, once we got those voiceovers, and the cut is going way faster now. So, yeah, he'll have it cut. I imagine he'll have his first full rough cut done before the end of the month. And hopefully his finished cut, that's just the cut of the film, by, I don't know, middle of June towards the end of June. And then it goes in for sound. Goes in for sound design and music. Lots of fun. Yeah, we got our friends again. Stephanie Diaz. Hey, sorry I'm super late. Hey, that's okay, Stephanie. Glad you made it at the end. Yeah, super late. Barely made it in time. You're here just in time to see Naked HD XYZ. Man, the best girls in the world. I love it. I love it, but it's so annoying at the same time. Frankengoon, a Frankenstein hockey player. It'll work. That'll be my next. I've got like 5 or 6 other scripts that I want to get to. Just saying. Have a great rest of the night. I'll be saving. Oh, be saving. God bless. Oh, thank you, Rick. What you think about my MTV Cribs? That was funny. It's funny. Different. It's all good. Hey, there's Michelle Plasky here at the end. Yeah, go check out Bacon's MTV Cribs. I didn't leave a comment on it. I should have left a comment on it. It was funny. Hey, Michelle, we gave you a good plug tonight. Gave you a good plug for the third channel. Everybody, come on, go check out the third channel, Indiegogo. They need your help. If you're a Halloween 3 fan, you got to support that film. It's an awesome, awesome idea. And, yeah, can't wait to see what Michelle does with it. That's for sure. I just don't have a name for my new series yet. Hey, that's all good. It'll come. It'll come. And then begins the whole branding process. All right, guys. I think that's it for the night. Oh, I still got it I am in the corner still. Nobody said anything. I wasn't even paying attention to it. That's all good. That's all good. Well, I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And make sure you tune in on Saturday at 6 p.m. as well for my chat about a movie I'm going to watch for the first time tomorrow night. I'm watching it tomorrow night for the first time, the Poughkeepsie tapes. That was suggested by the awesome Leppy Laddie, or the Drayton Sawyer, wherever he is. He's probably having bad connection stuff again. So he's having internet problems all night, but he suggested that for a Saturday show. And that's the thing I'm going to be doing every Saturday at 6 p.m. I'm going to be watching a new first-time watch every time. Keep in mind, it doesn't always have to be an indie horror. It can be any horror, because believe it or not, there's a lot of horror films I just haven't got around to yet. A lot of popular ones. So, yeah. Make your suggestions when we get there. Have a good night. Everybody saying have a good night. And don't forget, kids, if you take the L out of Leatherface, it's, eat her face. I love that. That's great, Rick. It is. It's great. I love it. We should watch the last broadcast. Which last broadcast? Of the first Merlo's Macabre Matinee. It was good. Yeah, it was fun. We'll do this one, and I'm sure it'll be fun too. Anyways, guys, I'm looking forward to watching this movie, though. I'll tell you that. I'm looking forward to watching this movie. I have heard of it before, but it wasn't one I heard of a lot of. And then I just kind of looked up a synopsis online and thought it looks kind of cool. So, there you go. There you go. Okay, guys. You guys have a good rest of your night, and don't let the bed bugs bite. See you guys. Have a good one.